Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to some Diablo 3. In today's video we are going to finish the latest season. As you can tell from my character, we now have the full set of Pestilence, which gives us the 6-set bonus. Of course, each corpse you consume grants you an empowered bone spear charge that increases the damage of your next bone spear by 3300%. In addition, corpse lance and corpse explosion damage is increased by 1650%. So that is quite a lot of extra damage. This is something that I did through Kadala because
indeterminate usefulness.
Indeed. So normally you have to beat the entire season in order to get the full set. Now, if you don't want to go through that, I would highly recommend that you start by basically grabbing chest pieces and then doing the same with the pants. Those are the two pieces that will be missing. And this is basically where I got all of my gear. I am Paragon 95, so really haven't done that much grinding. And this is Tragoul's set. I don't think that I have any of that just yet. Anyways, once you do have those four pieces, I did maybe 2 hours more grinding, something like that. Just a couple of extra rifts just to fill out my legendaries. They're absolutely crap, but I do feel like I've got a pretty fun build here for Pestilence. So we've got Corpse Explosion, of course, since that's boosted up, and it also triggers some Bone Spears, I think they're called. No, Corpse Lances. So that's pretty good. We've got the Command Golem. I'm using this one to create corpses just to get going in a new Great Rift or a new Rift. We've got Land of the Dead. Enemies in Land of the Dead suffer 100% weapon damage as poison each second, up to 10,000% weapon damage. So just something that that's a nice AoE skill. I use the skeletons as well. Don't really use their active ones, but I feel like they distract the enemies enough just to keep me away from danger. Siphon Blood is to fill up my essence. And then we've got Bone Spear, which gets empowered as well. So let's get going. Normally level 20 is all I need in order to finish this season. And we will. So, what the hell? That was a nice start. But we stabilized. That was a hell of a lot of AoE damage. I think what helped me is that I've got a Kanai's cube that basically makes me tougher the more percentage I've lost in my HP. So we survived that, only just barely, but now I can of course grab some bone spears from far away, and then we can blow everything up once they get in range of the corpses that I create here. And this is really what I'm doing, just blasting everything apart here at first. Here's another blue, blop, doesn't survive my corpse explosion. All those guys go down. And then if need be, I can just create some extra... Man, all that music's way too loud. Let's see if I can... Options, sound. Good God. Let's see if we can reduce all of that. Apply, accept. Is that a bit better? Still not great, but it'll have to do. And let's continue here inside this rift. So another option, now I've got 47 bone spears with more power, so I could of course use those as well. It just plows straight through them, and there you go, yellow mob in a 20 greater rift, just blown apart like that. Grab some corpses from back there and kill everything else here. And then if we're running out of options, just launch the big guy, blow everything up. Corpse lances all over the place. That is pretty good. There we go. Steady progress. Don't stay in the AoE for too long. Like that. And you can see both the explosions and the corpse lances are just so powerful that everything gets taken out without much hassle. Yeah, very, very big boost again, grabbing the 6-piece bonus. That basically makes the rest quite trivial. I enjoy this build as well because, well, it gives you options, it gives you something to do. I saw the optimal build for Pestilence. It's like use Land of the Dead and only then generate your Corpse Lances. I think it's a super defensive build as well, but doesn't sound very fun to play. This at least, it constantly gives you options, something to do. You can go look for some corpses back here if you feel like you need them. Corpse Explosion is used as well, which is buffed up. I like that. So you basically have lots and lots of options to clear everything out like that. Let's go to the next rift. I do use a bit of essence for my Bone Spear, but you just grab that back like this. Once a couple of corpses are created on the front line, just blow them all up. So this is really something you can do. You can stay back, stay behind your skeletons. Send them in first. You can maybe even have them blow up. But if not, you can just start creating these corpses in the enemy lines pretty easily like that. Pretty good. A yellow, just use your Bone Spear. If you have more trouble, create some corpses, and everything has just been cleared out without any real trouble. Up there we've got a corpse, so we can get going. That is really nice. This really is an ability that basically doesn't have a real limit to its range, so this does mean that I would like to use Corpse Lance. Unlike Corpse Lance, you can see right there, which is not always in such a great position. You can grab these corpses from very far away and just get to work on them like that. Like that. Conduit Pylon next. Let's see if we can finish this rift quickly and efficiently. Let's just grab lots of stuff. Launch one of these. Launch some lances at all of these enemies. So good. More of them. Good stuff. Give me a rare pack. There we go. Perfect. Destroyed. There's the Rift Guardian. So now I'm of course going to use my AoE as well. And then what I usually do is just set up some corpses and one-shot him. And that was a rank 20 or a level 20 Greater Rift. All of these are still, well, really not that great. Hardly upgraded, so there's definitely still a lot of room for improvement on my character. My Kanai's cube is quite terrible as well, but with that, this is how easily I basically got through the season with this Necromancer, because now you can see I can claim Hatrix Gifts. We get the chest piece, which again, that's the shortcut you do want to take. Get to the 4. Well, this is pretty nice. Not better in damage, but enchant that and you've got potentially something really good. And the pants here are... yeah, definitely better in the toughness. Need to look into those. Let's see what my extra weapons here are. Each different poison skill you use increases damage of your poison skills by 87%. Potentially, that's a very interesting power. And what's the ring? Because I still have one ring that doesn't have a gem in it. Summons the Fallen Lunatic. It is more damage by a lot, so I think we'll take it. Uncursed enemies. I don't even use curses. 622, 599. So that's definitely more damage. We'll take that. Let's do the Paragon here very quickly. Put these down here. And we started some more of these. Maybe we'll look into that. If you're interested in my Kanai's cube powers, let's show these as well. So here, every point of maximum essence increases your damage by 0.5%, and both spikes generates 5 additional essence for each hit. I really could do with changing Siphon Blood to Bone Spikes as my generator. I think at this point makes a lot of sense. That's at 240, so that's a nice damage increase. I have the Gloves of Worship. Shrines effects last up to 10 minutes. And if I'm not mistaken, something every time you destroy a record, you gain... Nope, that's not the one I was looking for. I thought that something gave me a random... Is it the ring? A random shrine effect. That does mean that I can buff myself up quite heavily. Doesn't seem to be here. But I think what's really useful early on in the Rift, your damage reduction is increased by 0.95% for every 1% life you're missing. So if I'm really low, this is, I think, a really very cool power to put in Kanai's cube that makes you very tanky, as we saw early on in the Great Rift. But this is basically the end of this season with the Necromancer. Very, very easy season again. Just a bit grindy early on, actually. I had absolutely no problem getting the chest piece and the pants from Kadala, because you don't really have the mobility that a warrior has, and you don't have the glass cannon build that a wizard has. This was a lower experience on the leveling part and the early grinds that you need to do, for instance, to get these resources from all of the different bounties and things like that. But once you have the 6-piece bonus, you are super powerful, and it becomes very trivial to end the season, as you just saw. And that's it for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.
That is not possible.